Welcome back, everybody. I'm Scott, coming to you from Toronto.
And I'm Andy, coming to you from the United Kingdom again, as always.
Hello, Andy. Welcome, everybody, to Tea and Timbits, a podcast on global perspectives on business development to help you prosper. We're going to talk about the concept of abundance versus scarcity today. It's been something that has been top of my mind lately for a number of reasons, so I think it'll be a good conversation. Before we get to that, though, Andy, what's on your mind? Share a story, will you?
Absolutely. And I look forward to hearing why abundance and scarcity has been at the top of your mind very soon. So one of the things that has been occurring to me recently in various client engagements is the lack of follow-up. So we've had some very good progression. I'm really happy to say that with a lot of my customers, I can really see the development with the teams and so on, and they're taking in a lot of the actions. They're making good plans. They're going out, they're having good customer dialogues and good conversations, and able to now tell their company story even in social interactions, and are really doing a great job of generating new leads and being proactive in their sales efforts. And I'm really happy to see that, and it's very refreshing, and it's inspiring as well. However, they come back and tell me all about these wonderful experiences that they've had and dialogues and discussions, but then that's where it ends. And then it turns out that there's not been any follow-up. They've had these conversations, and then that's it. That's where it ends. And it's not just in one company. This is the interesting thing. This has been across the board in various companies, that this is the case, that people are so happy with the conversations they're having that they just sit back and go, oh, I had a really good conversation. I met this wonderful person. They were really happy. They were really nice, really interesting. And that's it. So for me, I just wanted to flag it up to everyone. Please remember to follow up. Please remember to take those conversations further. Please remember to benefit from the highs and all of the hard work that you're putting in.
Well, again, it feels like you've been following me around lately, Andy, because I cannot relate more to that story than anything else. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why this is such a difficult thing. But what I see happen is somebody goes, oh yeah, and they feel like they ride that high, and this is all great. Okay, I'm going to follow up with you, and boom, and then they get off the call, and then they sort of just kind of, I don't know, bask in the feeling of the positivity that they had, and then they get up and refill their coffee, and then the phone rings and their email comes in, and it slides by. Yeah. I stress this all the time. Just build it in to the agenda of the meeting.
Yeah.
Follow up. Block your time so that you and commit to what the follow up needs to be, so that it's in your calendar for after those kinds of meetings. I don't know why we get off the call to do the follow up. Okay, wait a minute. Let's get another meeting on the books. Hold on a second before we all leave and scatter with our days. Does this date work? Everybody make sure the invite landed in your inbox. Can you all accept that for me? Okay, good. We're confirmed. Awesome. Don't have to think about this again. Poof, off we go. Hey, I'm going to send you the statement of work here. I've got it all almost drafted. Does this look good for you? I'm just going to send it over right now. It's going to take me a few more minutes, and then finish the call, but don't finish the meeting. Okay. All right. I'm done. Thank you.
Well, it's nice to hear that it's not just on this side of the ocean. It's a global issue. It's a challenge that everyone's struggling with, and it's something that, again, we should be putting into our agendas and clearly focusing a little bit more time and effort on.
Well, I think one of the themes in this podcast is that the challenges that we both see are so relatable.
Yes, for sure.
Different markets, in the different places that we are. Sure, we're both in the Northern Hemisphere and English speaking business cultures, but it is by and large way more similarities than differences. And these things do transcend location and business type and all that kind of stuff. Shall we move on to the topic we were going to dedicate this
story hijacked our agenda there.
That happens. It was just such a visceral reaction that I had hearing you talk about that. Scarcity versus abundance. So the reason I'll go ahead and answer the question for you to sort of
Yeah.
tee up our conversation is that I was um, coaching on or giving some guidance on how to do some digital marketing the other day, and there was several steps and considerations, and many things that I was saying are part of a successful, uh, excellent delivery, and I got the question, well, what if somebody else is over in a different room and you don't talk to, like, your message that you've been so deliberate about doesn't reach them? Like, how do you do this in a way that gets the message to the broadest audience possible? And I said, well, you have to pick and choose. You cannot spread yourself too thin. And I quickly swapped into, there's a mindset thing about needing to truly believe that there is an abundance of opportunity if you stay in your lane, and that you don't have to be a victim of the scarcity mentality, and feeling like you need to shift to accommodate every possible permutation or audience segment that's out there. So that's why it was top of mind, in my case. Anything to sort of add to how I just sort of defined that or applied that, that reflection?
Yes, this is very much a mindset scenario and topic this week. It's very much about
Yes.
having the understanding that the opportunity that you're working on may be for the biggest customer out there in your market. It may be the opportunity that you feel, if I get this, it's going to be, absolutely fantastic for me and for the company. But if I don't get it, I'm out. I'm in big, big trouble. And going into it with that mindset, unfortunately, is the very thing that will sabotage it and cause it not to
Will
happen.
definitely make it difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people pick up on that. They pick up on that nervous energy. They pick up on that. And people start to change their language and they become desperate and they sound desperate and they cut corners and
Yep.
ironically don't necessarily do such a good job. But if you go into it with an abundant mindset, it's like, okay, this is the biggest opportunity in my business and in my area at the moment. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do a good job with it. I'm going to put time and effort into it.
Mhm.
If it doesn't work out, I'm going to know why it hasn't worked out because I was in control of the situation the whole time. I know that I've done the right thing. I've done the best thing. And I also know that there will be new opportunities either with this customer or another customer. That my market is not dry as soon as this opportunity has gone. There are other opportunities out there, and making sure that you have that mindset relaxes you. But the key is not to just do that exercise once, not to
Mhm.
just think, "Oh, I've got an abundant market," and then forget about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Every single day before you start the day, have that mindset.
Yeah.
Recheck yourself. Go, "Okay, I have an abundant market. I have a number of opportunities. I am not restricted in what I'm doing."
Right.
And then before you go into a call, before you start any customer engagement, before you do any of those things, reset your brain, reset your mind,
Mm.
take a breathe, take some time out, whatever needed for you, but calm your mind, calm your brain, and get that focus there that there is an abundance of opportunities out there. Don't be careless, don't be carefree. That's not what we're saying, but we're saying that, be aware that this is not the end. Don't be desperate and
Yeah.
don't believe that your market is scarce
I
with
get the feedback sometimes when I sort of talk about this that, it's too close minded. It is, well, if I don't think more broadly and try and capture every opportunity that's out there, then I'm not going to be as successful as I possibly can. And I think it's important to sort of make sure we're defining this properly, thinking about abundance and knowing that if you stay focused on your area of expertise and your, um, ideal customer profile, does not preclude you from engaging in an opportunity that is tangential to that. So
Mm,
these other opportunities will present themselves organically, naturally. What we're saying is there is a lot more value and success you will find by by making sure that you believe you can get to success in the lane that you know you can be best in.
Yeah.
When other things come through, it doesn't mean you close the door to them. You let them in too, and you manage them, and you find success, and that adds to your revenue as well. But you don't have to have this attitude when you're making your marketing plans, when you're building your business plans, when you're executing projects, that I better figure out what's best for everybody. That it is that implies that you're just worried that you'll miss something, and it dilutes the value that you are going to bring when you are able to deliver successfully along your sort of focused line of delivery.
That's an important point there. The that mindset about the scarcity is also very very dangerous in the situation that you end up, as you say, sort of thinking, oh no, well, I can't just do my market. I can't just do, theoretically, there's only 5 or 6 customers in my customer base. So therefore I have to spread myself everywhere else, but then I can't spread myself. Therefore I can't meet that market. Therefore it's all going to be too difficult. How do I market myself? And then you end up getting stuck in a very, very negative place that doesn't add any value to anyone. There's no problem with being specialized in a niche or even a micro niche. It's absolutely okay, and it's an abundant market regardless,
Yeah,
because
you
it
spread
exists.
yourself thin. Otherwise, I mean, you said it earlier. You make compromises you shouldn't have made, and whatnot. It is a very common trap. So don't hold yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you find yourself in that space from time to time. It happens to me. It happens to all of us. But I think that, back to the way I introduced the topic, when you're making plans and when you're setting your intention, if you do it with that purpose and know that you've found success there before, you can leverage that, you can capitalize on that, and continue to prosper. You may grow into different markets and have new ways to find abundance there, but do not be scattershot approach here, and you will definitely win the day.
That's right. That's right. No, but being focused, being clear, it's very important. But keeping the mindset right as well,
And it's
it's absolutely key.
saying that, yeah, this is not a mechanical thing. This is how you perceive the outlook. This is the energy that you bring into the conversation that motivates you to do the tasks that you need to do, to pick up the phone and make one more call, to do one more follow up with the right intention, that kind of thing. It is a difficult thing, for that reason. You're not just following a playbook here. This is introspective. This is a little bit of self-motivation that is going to be needed. And of course, an accountability group that we talked about last episode can help with that as well.
Absolutely. And so what do you believe people will take away from this episode now, Scott? Now we've had this discussion.
I think just reflection. I think today was a good episode to just put you into a mindset yourself where you can reflect on whether this has been the way that you think. And I want everybody to just have spent a little bit of time in their own head thinking about that, and then remembering how to adjust their posture going forward.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
No, I absolutely agree. I have nothing further to add to that. I think we've covered everything that we need to cover there, and hopefully people get some value out of it.
Well, thank you again, Andy. And if you've been listening, you can find more episodes at tandtimbits.com. And please find us on LinkedIn as well. We'd very much appreciate it. Thank you, Andy. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks very much, Scott.